Am I on the right path? That's a pretty common question that I receive a lot and I ask a lot. And if I'm answering that for myself, I always start with the premise that it is a path. The path isn't a destination in and of itself. It truly is a continuous path that we're on. And the other piece that I use is that we are always where we're supposed to be, or else we'd be someplace else. You can't be someplace other than where you're supposed to be. Those aren't necessarily the most satisfying answers, though, for a lot of folks. So the additional thing that I do is I keep track of things in a journal. I'm a voracious writer, so I keep a journal where I have dream logs and synchronicities and things like that, and see how these things show up or play out on my path. So today was kind of an interesting day because a lot of stuff came up that I had either thought about or experienced before, and they showed up again today in a really interesting way. So, for example, I went for a walk today, and this morning during meditation, I saw these really beautiful purplish blue or bluish purple flowers. I don't know what kind they are, but they were very distinctive and very, very beautiful. So, within the first few minutes of my walk, I saw these flowers. Along the way, I actually took a picture of them. And I said, okay, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. Further on my walk, when I was coming back from my destination, I just went to the store. When I was coming back, I noticed this butterfly that was kind of fluttering in a very conspicuous way, enough to catch my attention. I said, wow, I'm pretty sure I saw that butterfly in meditation too. So I came back to my journal and I go back and I look and say, okay, yeah, sure enough, back on April 15th, I had seen that butterfly. It was, yellow and black wings in a really particular pattern, and I saw that butterfly. So these are things that I had seen before, that just by virtue of where I walked today, they were in my path already. So it's kind of like my own intuition or guidance was telling me, okay, yeah, you're going to see this. You have to be in the right place at the right time in order to see them. So that happened. But the other interesting thing is that as I was looking for those, I noticed other things that had kind of popped up recently that I wasn't even thinking about. So one is this morning, I don't know who's old enough to remember these old commercials for Hawaiian Punch, but there's this cartoon character that would actually go and punch people. Hey, how would you like a Hawaiian Punch? I saw that guy, that character, that cartoon character this morning in meditation. And as I was kind of going through my journal looking for others, I said, wow, I'd seen him back on February 15th also. And on February 15th, there had also been a lot of really interesting synchronicities that day where I had a lot of yellow highlights in my journal. Just a lot of things had shown up from previous meditations or dreams. So it's kind of like when that character shows up, a lot of things are happening that day. And that wasn't even the end of it. That just showed up. I also got a text message from an old friend of mine, goes back 30 years, who I just had a dream about a week ago. And that person texted me on my walk today, which was pretty interesting. And the other really odd thing is that when I was looking for that, hey, when did I have that dream? I noticed back on April 10th, it looks like during meditation, I had seen the Pope, and I'm not Catholic and I don't really follow the Pope that much, but I had seen him. And then, of course, today, unfortunately, the Pope had passed away. But that's another thing that kind of had shown up earlier that manifested itself today. So these are just things that I just notice, and that's one thing that I recommend for folks is don't go out of your way searching for the path because you're already on the path. Just notice what comes up for you on the path. I get messages about things that tell me I'm doing things or attempting things I shouldn't be doing as well. That could be another video, but I pay attention to those just as much. If something is exceedingly difficult or just isn't working out, that tells me that, okay, I need to go in a different direction. These examples are things that, okay, you're where you're supposed to be, but there's also examples of you're not really where you're supposed to be right now. Do something different. And that is absolutely within our power to discern and control our ability to make different decisions if something like that comes up. So this was a longer video, but hopefully that's helpful. Just notice more. Less effort in terms of searching for the path that you're already on, and notice what's already there.